North believes in one Nigeria. We don't want secession. Arewa Consultative Forum. The Arewa Consultative Forum has reiterated its belief in a united Nigeria amid calls for recession in some quarters. The group spoke with Sahara reporters on Tuesday while reacting to the declaration of Biafra customary government by a former militant leader, Asari Dokubo. Dokubo had on Sunday declared himself the leader of the new Biafra de facto customary government. In a statement signed by Ucheme for BCG's head of information and communications, the former militant leader also named those who would serve as leaders in the government alongside himself. But reacting to the development, the forum's national publicity secretary Emmanuel Yahweh said the North is only after the unity of Nigeria and not interested in the pushing for Arewa Republic. He said the country had fought a civil war to keep Nigeria as one. Okay. That's a very dodgy sentence, sir. Stressing that the lessons learned from the war should not be easily forgotten. This is so toxic. Can you imagine the audacity, the temerity? What do you mean? The lesson should... So you're basically saying you should keep people hostage, and because you taught them a lesson by killing a lot of them, making them starve, basically a Cold War that happened, because obviously world powers were literally, in the back seat fighting against each other. So you're basically saying, don't remember that we killed a lot of your people, so don't even try it again. Why? Because it will not work. That's what he's basically saying. That is what basically he's threatening Biafra. That's what he's saying. He's attacking them. That's my take on it. He says, we're not interested in our republic. We believe in one Nigeria. We fought a civil war to keep Nigeria one, and we cannot fight a civil war only to come and declare an independent nation again. True? There's no point doing a civil war if we're not going to separate. There's no point of a civil war. Why does it have to be a war? At our big age, your big age, why are you fighting? Like, what's the need? There's no need. But if the North believes in one Nigeria, which I highly, highly doubt. I mean, these people are in compromised position. These people cannot survive, and you expect them to be patriotic? My expectations of the North is absolutely low. Why should I expect that they want one Nigeria? Why? When they are literally being the most abused. It's not even like, I know each region goes through a lot, but with what the North goes through, it seems as though they just move on with it. They don't protest for their own human rights. They don't protest, there's never an uprising. There is never an uprising in the North. Nothing has happened in recent years where they're like, you know what, F it. We are going to stand up to these leaders, our governors, and be like, what is going on here? Because we're not going to accept it. So these people can't defend themselves, or they've never proven to speak their mind, to fight for what is right, and call out the mediocrity of the government, and you expect them to do that for Nigeria as a whole? That expectation is absolutely too high. Too high. It's not rude, they're just more compromised. Because why? They've got a lot of... survival is utmost for them. So if they think that to survive, Nigeria has to be one for the benefit of what? The 1% in their communities, then they'd literally all go with it. And it's not even like yes, it's a stereotypical thing, but they all are very one, stick with each other, which again can be very good. However, you cannot be abused and enable such to continue. Why? Because the responsibility falls on you. You can't be in a toxic and abusive situation. You understand it's toxic and no, there's no excuse. They know that it's toxic, and because of fear of whatever, which sometimes religion comes to play and other cultural beliefs, you don't stand up to it, and you're getting... Do you know what I mean? Like, your wastage of time is affecting other regions in Nigeria who might just want to separate and not waste time. Because again, being one Nigeria, what they do would definitely affect the southern part of the country in one way or the other, whether you like to admit it or not. So it's very, very sad. Somebody says Arewa can have their one Nigeria in peace when we break up. Nobody is dragging it with them. But including people that don't want to become one Nigeria with you is where they're getting it wrong. Living together is not by force but by choice. Our togetherness has expired and it's not renewable. Absolutely. Don't worry, those that believe in your one Nigeria will stay with you when that happens. I think one thing we need to understand is that as a society, we've got a lot of work to do. So even if we separate, we might just turn into mini Nigerians if we as citizens are not ready to do the work to, make a whole new society, make a whole new system of values. Because again, this selfishness mediocrity cannot work if, let's say, there's Arewa, there's Biafra, and there's Odua, whatever. Like, if we are still acting like as if we're in Nigeria with the same government and we don't even hold the new government accountable, we will literally have mini Nigerians. Basically, part 2 of what is going on. It's sad. It is sad. But the North believes in one night. That's the thing. That is the problem. The North has never been allowed to express themselves in the way the South has. How can you tell me? You see, that's the problem. With the South, there's no like leader that represents what the South thinks. The audacity, like for you to think you can come and tell the world this is what the southern part of Nigeria thinks. You must be out of your mind. You really must be. And so it's like, especially with social media, and I think social media emboldens, youth in the South to give their opinions, especially online. You know that, it's very, very mixed. And if you're online, you'd have an idea of where, the minds of the people is, because you just know and they express it online. But then with the North, there's always this one person that's representing them. I guess for their system and the way of communication and all that, fine. But if the northern people, they don't come and take over Twitter, for example. And I think that, that is a weapon that they could really utilize if they went online and, were talking and, expressing their opinions and how they really feel. Because someone can't just, Arewa consultation, a whole forum is going to tell people what the North wants. How does that make sense? It doesn't. So again, the Northern, it's very unlikely for that to happen. Why? Because the North is very compromised. Why? Because they need to survive. That's everything. So when it comes to these elections and all that, when you give them 5,000 naira, what they're saying is food and, and whatever for a temporary basis, but they need it. They can't say no, especially when other people, they are seeing that other people are getting food and they're eating, and then they choose. In what world? You have to survive. So obviously, if they do want more Nigeria, they have to understand that because they're compromised in terms of, just looking at for survival, only they are selling their birthright when it comes to elections and choosing the future of Nigeria, basically. Somebody says Northerners are unity beggars. Yeah, very true. You might call it stereotypical, call it tribalistic, but it is true. It's a generalization that is very prevalent in the south of the country. Not saying that every northern person is broke and does not do anything, but it's just so ghetto. As in, it's that begging attitude gets on my nerves. Like, it's so bad. There are other issues with people hawking on the streets. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But imagine you come to the UK and you're seeing homeless children who cannot feed, looking scruffy, looking all that, and then they're begging you through your window. That's annoying. It is so annoying. And of course, they resort to begging people when really they should be angry at the government, because at least the hungry man is an angry man. Isn't that how the saying goes? Please, put what I think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.